Hello,
Hello.
hello. How are you? I am Shakira Shabar. I am the director of the festival, and I'll be conducting this interview. Very nice having you.
Thank you. It's nice to talk to you also.
Yes, thank you. You are Daniel Perez.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you are the director of the film.
Exactly.
Did you write it also? Are you the author?
Yes.
That's great.
Thank
Well, let me congratulate you first for the film. It's a very nice comedy, kind of the comedy for everyone, you know, and can be it's a lot of fun to watch. And yeah, we will take some time talking about the film, and maybe and then later on talking about your career and your other projects.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, so I uh, I uh, I watched the film, and I was really surprised by the atmosphere you created, because it is a comedy, but it plays also on a genre, Western type of genre at the same time, which is also, you know, interesting to mix with this comedy in particular, because it looks like a road movie or something that deals with you know, running away from the police. And so what brought this idea to your mind? How did you decide to make such a movie?
Well, I'm a great fan about the American fantastic cinema of the 90s. The Robert Zemeckis, Joe Dante, Steven Spielberg, and everything. And I'm in love with the country also, the United States. So I wanted to make a movie, a fantastic movie, surrealist, but a comedy, and to mix it with a road movie. You know, so that was the basic idea. And after that, I started to write, and yeah, to find ideas and everything. And the most important in the movie for me are the characters. It was the main topic of the movie for me was to create great characters, characters that can become friends. You know, the type of characters you want to keep with you after the end of the movie. Because that's the kind of cinema that I love. So yeah, that was the basic idea for start working.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was very well made, especially as you say, we see the references to the American culture, and the restaurant looks like some kind of restaurant in the Midwest, American Midwest, and the cars you use that family car from the 50s. Were you able to find all these things in France? I suppose.
Yeah, it was really easy to find it because we were lucky. The place where we were shooting is a countryside place who really looks like Midwest. So even the citizens and everything, you know, the car that Indiana is driving, it was the car of the guy who holds the bar of the film. It was his real car.
That's good. So he likes also American cars.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was talking more about the cars of the protagonist's parents when they're driving in that huge American car. The mother.
Yeah, that was a rental car, and it was a garage with a lot of American cars who was in the same region.
Ah, okay. Well, that's nice. And in fact, you call it fantastic film, but you introduce only one fantastic element. I mean,
yeah, that's the thing that for me, fantastic elements of fantastic movies, the best fantastic movies are the one which are really anchored in reality.
Yeah.
They are the best. For me, it's like if you really want that the fantastic side of your movie, if you want it to be really impressive, you have to make your movie in the reality background.
Yeah. Well, it is a formula in classical comedy to start with it's also sometimes called a lie. Start with a lie and then say the truth. Once you said that lie, which is this fantastic element, unbelievable, but you will suspend your belief for it, and then all the rest happens as any reasonable situation with that element. It would happen that way, because once you introduce that element, all the rest needs to be true. I mean,
and the fantastic element of the movie, it's a psychological power of, and it make parts of his personality. You understand the character and you understand the problem of the character through this fantastic element.
Exactly, and then he as you showing, he built his whole personality in relation to this power that he does not really accept, that is kind of that is depressing him up to the point where he decides to do a crazy action because probably is very depressed by his situation, I suppose.
Indiana is the key. She's the one who makes him understand that it's not a curse, it's a power. And to use the way he's different, it's not a problem. He can use it to be himself, and that's the key for him to understand that, and that changed everything. Yeah, well,
that's the second time we see something fantastic in the film when Indiana is not under the curse, because maybe it's is it love, or is it what makes her free from that power?
It's because I suppose it's because now Archibald trusts her.
Okay.
When he trusts somebody, he doesn't have to control.
So it's a defense mechanism. I agree with you. I thought of it just as the power of love, but then, as you say, it's a power of
it's love. It's a kind of trust, I suppose.
It is trust. And you also, in terms of images, I found it very colorful. Very. Was this your choice? What was behind this decision to make it? And it also reminded me a little bit of Tarantino's movies, some shots and I don't know if I'm right, but to me it also close to that.
The Tarantino side, I think it's because of the music. Because there is a lot of music in the movie, and it's the kind of music you can hear in films like Django, Kill Bill, or something like that. Because I really love music in films. I like this type of music because it's really cinematographic.
Yeah.
So I think that's the connection with the Tarantino movies. And after that, for the colorful side, it's because I think it's for me it's a little tale. It's and I wanted to. You are in the real world, but I wanted even in the image to make it something special. Yeah, it's like a tale, even in the image.
Yeah, and also maybe the choices of the lenses. At one point, we see these close-ups, very wide, so it's also maybe to give some kind of expression of.
Yeah, that's the kind of shot that I like, because I like cinematographic shots. And, it's the kind of shot I grew up watching also westerns. So it's the kind of shot you if you want to do cinema, you have to love this kind of shot.
Yes, especially for this genre, yeah. Well, that was a very nice story, very nicely shot, and very entertaining, and at the same time telling us maybe beyond what this fantastic situation, just expressing how sometimes we can have some defense mechanisms that can that are triggered with pretty much everyone, and then one has to find maybe a way to deprogram that, or maybe have find someone who can help the person deprogram. So, we, as any movie, it could be a comedy, but there is truth behind that people can be have this kind of psychological situations where they feel they don't trust the others, they put these masks, or they put some kind of defense thing. So I think the story, we relate to it because we feel close to this protagonist, because he suffers also, but having a power is also having a curse that makes you suffer, because you're not like everybody else, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If you thought of also telling this message or not, but
yeah, of course, yeah.
It's it's quite nice to also have this lecture of this reading of the movie. But tell me, what is your career? What has been your career so far in terms of filmmaking?
Well, I've been working in advertising a long time. Even now, I'm directing ads for TV, of course. And I was working in advertising during 20 years. And a few years ago, I started to write. I wanted to start to make one short movie, and perhaps a second one. I'm working on it now, and a feature film, of course, in the years who are coming.
Okay. So it's for 20 years you did not want to be involved with fiction, or
no, I was really in advertising, because I was also in agencies, so I was writing the ads, and after that I started to direct the ads.
Yeah.
And after that, I decided to say, well, I would like to write longer stories than ads, and I started to do that like a few years ago.
Okay, and comedy. Why are you drawn to comedy? What?
Well, you don't really know that, because sometimes my favorite movies are not comedies; they are more dramas. But it's like you are made like that, You try to write something and it becomes a comedy, and you can't afford it. It's because it's in you.
Yeah, so you mean that your next movies will not be comedies?
Well, yes. It's always the same thing, It's talking about, I think, a serious topic, but through the through the humor and
humor and well, I'm glad you I mean, you tell your stories using comedy, because Rabat-Comedy in Rabat, in this festival, we tried really to find all kind of comedy expressions in among filmmakers, and we believe it would be a nice thing to bring all this together so that people can see how rich the comedy language is for the filmmakers, and also hopefully once we'll be able to bring in also those directors from different in the future, I hope, when we have the means, have them talk about their experiences to each other, because we feel that there is a lot to be shared, and there is work to be done to make sure that people see comedy as one of the heightened genres in cinema, because a lot of people think it's a lower genre when in fact it's more difficult, it's more subtle to tell things about the world when you say it.
And I think comedy is something really difficult to do, and you know, it's one of the genre that are, if you really think about it, the Coen brothers make comedy, Woody Allen made comedy, so I think they are big guys.
Yeah, they're big guys, and they're very different in their genre, but still there is a lot to there is a lot to learn from different genres of comedy. Last maybe question, I meant to ask you about your characters. Where did you find them? What was the process of casting them? And
about Indiana, I knew her from advertising, from my advertising career, and I when I started writing, I knew it will be her, even if I tried a lot of girls just because I wanted to be really sure, but yeah, at the end it was her. And for Archibald, it was really long, because I had in mind a character, and he's really specific. He's a kind guy, but with a humor potential. So it was really hard to find him, because I knew how the film was depending on if you believe on this character or not. And I had in mind a reference, which was Marty McFly.
Okay.
You know? And and that was really funny, because the last day of casting, when Thomas arrived, even physically, you know, it looks like Marty McFly. So that was like an evidence.
Yeah, but it seems like I've seen him, your character.
Yeah, he was in the last Wes Anderson movie.
Oh, okay, yeah. I knew I saw him in the Paris Dispatch, or
exactly.
Okay, yeah. In fact, his face was kind of familiar, but I couldn't say where I saw him. But he is he has very a lot of potential for comedy. Yeah, he's well. I think you have a beautiful movie, and I hope and I wish you best luck for your movie in our competition, and I hope you'll be doing some more comedies because you're talented for that, and I think you if you made the other comedies, then you should maybe submit them again to the Rabat Festival, so that we could bring you this time over and get to know you better. And thank you so much for your time, for this opportunity, and good luck to you in your work and in this festival.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Bye bye now.
Bye bye.